Do you have big goals and big dreams, but for some reason, you just can't stop procrastinating? Do you promise yourself you're going to do the hard work, and then, when it's time to actually get to work, you just end up procrastinating? I've been there too, and I know how frustrating it is. To give you a bit of context, I've always been extremely ambitious, and I always knew from a very young age, becoming successful, building a profitable business, creating the sort of life you've always dreamed of, would not only take hard work, but also discipline and perseverance. But I'm gonna be honest with you, for a while, I just couldn't help but to procrastinate and to waste my entire days. Nowadays, I'm able to work 10 to 12 hours per day, 7 days a week, with some exceptions of course. And that's exactly why my goal with this video is to share with you the key to stopping procrastination once and for all. Now, since it's probably the first time you and I meet, let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Fred, and I went from struggling financially over 5 years ago to building a profitable consulting business that allowed me to become financially free in my early 20s. So to thank you, if you watch this video until the end and you share it with a friend, when we get to 100,000 subscribers, I will be giving away $10,000. The first thing I'd like to share with you, if you absolutely want to be more productive and to stop wasting your time, it's that you have to understand that in life, you can either be results driven or purpose driven. So what's the difference between the two, you may wonder, and why does it actually matter? So when you are results driven, typically you obsess over the outcome. The result that you want is all you can think about. Now sometimes you will hear people say, all that matters, it's not the destination, it's the journey, it's who you become through the process. But let's be honest here, if you didn't have a destination in mind, you wouldn't even go on the journey in the first place. And then of course you learn to fall in love with the process, but that's never the main thing that actually gets you started, at least not for most people, and it wasn't the case for me. I started my own business a couple years ago because I wanted to make more money. Why? Because I wanted to be financially free. From a very young age I understood that you could make a lot of money through a regular high-paying career, like a doctor, a banker, a lawyer, a CEO, but the problem is I wouldn't have been free to just do what I want, to pick my own hours, to travel whenever I want. I wanted total freedom. So in order to achieve this, I needed financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. And most careers will never give you that. And so while it's good to know exactly what you want, at the same time, if you're just always obsessing over the outcome, the end goal, it can create a lot of frustration with your day-to-day life. Because if right now you're not making any money, or you just make a few $1,000s per month, or you work a regular 9-to-5 job, and your goal is to make 10K, 20K, even to be a multi-millionaire, the big goal of being a millionaire, it's pretty far from where you are right now. So it's not going to happen overnight or in just 90 days. It is possible, however, if you put in the work and you work on the right thing, of course, and you don't give up, you are relentless about it. But a couple years ago, I wanted success so desperately, and I kept focusing on just the outcome instead of just figuring out what I needed to do to succeed and focusing on the daily step-by-step process. Because it's only the daily step-by-step process that actually gives you the success that you dream of. So when you focus too much on the long-term goals, it makes you completely dissatisfied with your life right now, because you're never living fully in the present moment. You're always looking for happiness in the future. On the other hand, purpose-driven individuals, they do what they do, but not just for themselves. It's for a bigger reason. There is something bigger than themselves that they feel connected to. So this can typically be your mission, your life's purpose. For me, for example, I wanted to become financially free through a business, not just selfishly for myself, and not just to buy a Ferrari or expensive shit like that. More than anything else, I wanted to be able to wake up in the morning knowing I control my day, knowing I don't have the fear of having to go and to get some horrible kind of low entry level job just because I needed money to pay my bills. I wanted peace of mind, to wake up in the place I love every morning, surrounded by the people I love. That's what I wanted. And on top of that, I also wanted to be able to provide an incredible quality of life for my family. That to me was so much more inspiring than just buying myself a Ferrari selfishly. I don't even need a car right now, so it's like, why would I even buy one? It makes no sense. Just to flex on social media? No thanks. And the reason why this matters is because I had to learn the hard way that human beings will only do the hard work that they need to do to succeed as long as they have a very deep and strong reason why. It's like back when I was still in school, I almost never did my homework at some point in high school because I just had no reason to do it. I knew I wouldn't go to university. I knew I would start an online business. So of course I had no motivation and I would always procrastinate. Now something else that can make you procrastinate, it's actually lacking clarity. Maybe you know what you want. Maybe you have an idea of what your dream life would look like, but you just have no idea of what to do to get there. And for a very long time, I was in the same position. I knew I needed to start an online business and I knew I needed to sell services or coaching offers because they're the most profitable thing that you can sell, but I just didn't know how to do it. And I tried to figure everything out on my own, but it wasted years of my life and it burned through all my savings. If I had been smarter, I would have just paid a mentor to coach me and to show me how it's done. So hopefully you won't make the same stupid mistakes I did. And if you want me to help you to build your business personally, I invite you to check out the video I made for you in the description below, or to directly apply to book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you. Something that will help you to stop procrastinating is to fall in love with the process, with the daily grind. Because think about this. If you loved what you were doing, wouldn't it be like playing your favorite video game? It would. So then you would get to work effortlessly because you'd enjoy it. And answer this question: who do you honestly think has the highest chance of succeeding with their business or their personal projects or whatever it may be if they love what they do, as opposed to somebody else who hates what they do? They drag their feet through the whole process. It's horrible. They barely want to get out of bed because that's how much they hate it. Between these two different individuals, who do you think has the highest likelihood of becoming successful? Of course, the person who loves what they do. And that's why sometimes you can hear celebrities telling everyday people, just follow your passion. Maybe you've heard the quote, if you do what you love for a living, you will never work a single day in your life. And it's kind of true, but also kind of not true. Because even if you love what you do, for me, for example, I love what I do. I love helping ambitious individuals to start or to grow their businesses. But at the same time, to be completely honest with you, there are some days where I just don't feel like putting in the work. There are some days I feel like staying in bed. There are some days I'm dealing with personal things and I just don't feel like working at all. Today, in fact, was one of those days. But I'm still recording this video. I'm still giving you value for completely free just because I made a commitment with myself to grow my business. And making content is a part of it. So I have no excuses and I do the work. Otherwise, I can't complain if I don't get the results I want. So many people do that. They don't put in the work and then they think they're entitled to crying about not getting the results that they want. The only time you're allowed to cry is if you've put in the work relentlessly, you've done the right thing, and for some goddamn reason, you still haven't seen any success. But I'm gonna tell you for a fact, this never happens. If you do the right thing, you work on it consistently, you will get what you want. It's literally just a matter of time. And especially in business, business is just mathematics. It's like at the gym, you can see people, they want to build muscle, but they struggle to do it. They keep going to the gym relentlessly, but month after month, they stay skinny. Their physique looks the same. Well, it's because they're making a mistake. It's because they're doing things incorrectly. Otherwise, they would be building muscle. Maybe they're just not training enough or training the right way. Maybe they don't recover well enough. Maybe their diet needs to be worked on. So when you do the right thing, it's impossible not to get results. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because for a very long time, I felt like life was just against me. I had the fear of putting in the work, doing everything right, and still not succeeding for whatever reason. But that was just a fear created in my brain to keep me stuck in the same situation, to keep me in my comfort zone. Because the problem with the brain is that it doesn't really care about your long-term goals. Your brain just wants to help you to survive right now because the future is never certain. But the best way that your brain has to do this is to actually prevent you from taking any risks, from going after what you want. And that leads to countless missed opportunities. I can't even tell you the number of people who die with their dreams. That is horrible for me. That's like the worst possible tragedy ever. Because so many people are afraid of taking a risk. They listen to that dirty voice in their mind that throws a bunch of excuses at them, and that creates the most unimaginable nightmare worst case scenarios. So that's exactly why you want to, as much as possible, make your work as fun as possible. Turn it into a game. If you can grind for hours on end on a video game, you could do the same thing on your business, except that at the end of the day, when you turn off your laptop, the progress that you made, it will impact every aspect of your life positively. Whereas when you play video games, you just play your game, you have fun, and then there's nothing. Then you go back to a world of misery, to a reality that you hate, that you can't stand, but you tolerate it, otherwise you would actually do something about it. Change only happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. And a lot of the time, you need to understand that you don't need to do anything fancy or complex. You just need to do the right thing and to do it well. To give you an actual example, a lot of people think that to make 6 or even 7 figures per year, they need to reinvent the wheel. They need to create a new crazy software or do something insane, something that's never been done before. But that's not even true, because 9 out of 10 startups completely fail, and it's for a reason. It's extremely difficult. However, if you were to start a cash flow business, meaning the goal of the business is to make you as much money as possible, to find your ideal lifestyle, while at the same time working with amazing clients, having the time of your life, if you simply follow a proven step-by-step process, a roadmap, you apply the advice of somebody who's been there, done that, your chances of success are extremely high. Now you need to understand that in life, only 20% of the things that you do actually get you 80% of your results. And in business, it's the case too. So for example, for a consulting or service-based business, if you do it the right way, the profitable way, the 20% of activities that make you 80% of the revenue in your business, it's simply making content because it's lead generation, customer acquisition, it's literally free advertising, and then taking sales meetings. If you can do these two things successfully, you master traffic and sales, you are gonna make a lot of money, believe me. So right now ask yourself, what are the 20% of activities that get me 80% of the results in my business, in my work, in my school, in my projects, whatever it may be. And then you double down on those. And just by doing this, you'll get better results. So you will be more motivated to keep going, to keep putting in the work. Because there's nothing more frustrating than putting a lot of effort into something, but then you don't even get any results. results. So it's extremely disappointing, of course. Something else that can also allow you to stop procrastinating once and for all is to understand how momentum works. In anything that you do in life, the beginning is typically always the hardest. Why? Because you don't have any momentum, so you have to build it up from scratch. So most of the time, the hardest part, it's not doing the thing, it's getting yourself to start doing the thing. That is the most difficult part. When I go to the gym, even though I'm not motivated, I arrive at the gym, I start my workout, I start of course with the warm-up, and then I never feel like just going right back home. I just finish my workout and then I leave. Over the course of years, I've completed over 1,000 workouts. And back when I was still training at home in my home gym, it only happened a few times, like maybe 3 times across many years, where I just quit in the beginning of my workout session because I was feeling so sad or like just really bad. Something else that you need to focus on is to not break the chain of momentum. So for example, let's say you wanted to incorporate a new healthy habit like meditation. I'm sure you've noticed, if you've tried in the past, that if you stop doing it for one day, then it leads to more days where you miss your meditation session or you miss your workout. And before you realize it, you go from meditating or working out every single day to only doing it every other day, and then only once a week, and then only a few times a month. And that's how you lose your momentum. And then to get right back on track, it takes some time, it takes some effort. So it's typically easier to never break the chain as opposed to allowing yourself to miss workouts or to miss deep work sessions, etc. And then you have to rebuild the momentum again. To give you an example, I clearly notice it on YouTube. A lot of the time when you stop posting videos, for a couple of days you don't see a change, but then it dips massively pretty much overnight. And then you start posting videos again, the first couple days it's average, and then it starts to grow again. Now you've got all the keys you need to stop procrastinating. And with that being said, if you want me to personally help you to start or to grow your business, I invite you to check out the resources in the description below or to directly book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you. With that being said, I'll be waiting for you on the other side.